Jay Privman, the national correspondent with Daily Racing Form. I'm joined, as always, by Mike Watchmaker. He's the national handicapper for Daily Racing Form. And this is our preview of the Derby Watch races to look for this weekend, starting with the San Felipe. And Mike, by my mind, this is one of the best, if not the best, prep races we've seen so far, with three terrific colts scheduled to go in Mastery, Gormley, and Iliad. Let's start with Mastery, undefeated, making his first start as a 3-year-old. What do you think of Mastery, and in particular his race in the Los Alamitos Futurity the last time we saw him?
Well, I think Mastery is obviously a very talented horse, and in Las Vegas he's actually co-favorite right now for the Derby, and we have him in our Derby Watch a very close second choice on my future line. He's obviously a very talented horse. He won all three of his starts last year. He won the Los Alamitos Futurity, going 2 turns. Before that, he won the Bob Hope. In both of those stakes races, and even in his debut, Mastery had very easy trips. And, I'm not saying that I want to see Mastery stumble badly at the start, get carried 8 wide on the first turn, and still win by 5 lengths. But I do want to see what Mastery can do when everything just doesn't break entirely his way. I mean, it's something that he's going to have to show to convince people that, he's the real deal. But he's clearly a very talented horse, and I'm excited to see him come back, and I'm excited to see what he does against undoubtedly the toughest competition he's faced so far.
Well, he certainly trained well for his first start of the year, but as you mentioned, he's facing some tough competition. Let's take a look now at Gormley. He's won 3 times in 4 starts, most recently in the Sham Stakes a couple of months ago. Your thoughts on Gormley?
I really liked Gormley's effort in the Sham, and I liked the effort of the horse that he narrowly beat in that race to American Anthem. But the reason why I liked Gormley's effort is because for the first time he showed that he could concede the early lead and still race effectively. And I think that that's very important. When he won the front runner last fall before a forgettable and probably effort that's best ignored in the Breeders' Cup, when he won the front runner, he got away with a very easy uncontested lead. But that was not the case in the Sham. He ran against a quality opponent, and he beat that horse after a stretch-long duel. I think Gormley's a very, very nice colt, and I'm very interested to see what Mastery does with Gormley.
And the other horse that those two are going to have to beat is Iliad. And Mike, I think this horse cannot be overlooked. He's had 3 starts. He was dead short in his first race. He's come back to win 2 straight since, including the 7-furlong San Vicente. I see no reason why he can't stretch out, and I think he makes this race very, very tough, along with the other 2 that we've mentioned. I think he has a big chance to win. What do you think?
Certainly. There's no question there's a world of ability there. He's very interestingly, for the last several weeks, he's been the only member of Derby Watch who had not yet raced 2 turns. This is going to be his 2-turn debut in the San Felipe. And not only is he facing a much, much, much better field than what he dispatched in the San Vicente last time out, but he's also doing it at a longer distance. Those are 2 hurdles to overcome, but he's obviously a very, very talented horse, and I think anyone who overlooks him is probably making a mistake. He's certainly a player.
Then the other race that's going to have an impact on our Derby Watch Top 20 this weekend is the Tampa Bay Derby. That is also on Saturday, as is the San Felipe Stakes. There's only one horse, Mike, currently on our Derby Watch Top 20. That's Taprit, who finished second in the Sam Davis last time. There's several horses coming out of the Sam Davis that are in this 10-horse field, but the significant part of this race is that the Sam Davis winner, McCracken, isn't running, and with 50 points to the winner, whoever wins this race is going to be firmly entrenched on our list. What do you think of Taprit?
Well, I'm taking the skeptical viewpoint of Taprit. I'm just wondering if the Sam Davis was as fast as the Bayer folks have it, because a lot of horses who ran on that race came out with career top figures, and that just makes me a little bit suspicious and skeptical. And of course, one of those horses is Taprit. Now, maybe Taprit and everybody else who comes out of the Sam Davis will all prove that fig is legit. I'm very interested to see. But, there are some new shooters in this race. I mean, one horse that we've actually discussed who's in this spot is Beasley, who ran very well, finishing second to Battalion Runner, who's been on our list for weeks and in an allowance race last time. And Beasley was entered in the Fountain of Youth last week and was scratched in favor of this spot. And, you know, a new face against a bunch of horses coming out of the same race that has, at least in my viewpoint, has a suspiciously high fig. You know, that kind of like gets my interest up a little bit.
So we'll see if horses like Beasley or State of Honor, who ran in the Sam Davis last time and came back and had a big workout last weekend that I saw at Palm Meadows, or maybe even Wild Shot, a horse who we had on our original Derby Watch Top 20. We'll see if they can get back into the frame as well. Well, that's our look at this weekend's San Felipe and the Tampa Bay Derby. Also here at drf.com, you can see our video recap of the races from last weekend, those being the Fountain of Youth and the Gotham Stakes. For Mike Watchmaker, I'm Jay Privman. We'll see you next week.